Week 15, Peter. This is something that's got to drive Sean McVay crazy. If he has any complaints, because they weren't the 1 seed last year, the Packers were. And I guess as long as the Packers are not going to parlay the 1 seed into a Super Bowl appearance, it's not something to be concerned about. But if the Rams want the road to Glendale to go through SoFi, they need to handle the Packers. And the Packers have the easier division. They got 2 teams with new regimes. They got the Lions. That's 6 wins right there. If they don't go 6-0 in their division, it's an upset for the Green Bay Packers. The Rams go there again. And remember last year when the Rams played there and lost during the regular season, it was like, well, there goes the 1 seed. It's going to be the Packers. You got Week 15, December 19, tundra frozen, Rams at Packers. If you're anyone in that Rams organization, I would say that's one of the first games you're looking for. We know we're going to Green Bay. When are we going to Green Bay? Let's go to Green Bay before Halloween. Then you see that Week 15, you got to be thinking, oh, crap. We got to go back there again and play in the wintertime.
Well, Mike, how about this? Why do you think the Rams told the scheduling people, okay? Why did they tell Mike North and Howard Kent, why did they tell them, hey, we'll raise our hands for going to London to play the Packers? We'll do that. Want to know why they wanted? I'll tell you exactly. They wanted to do it for two. They wanted to do it for 2 reasons. Okay, they wanted to do it because it's on October 9th. Okay, it's early in the season. Your team is fresh. You look forward to a trip to London. Hey, this will be cool. This will be fun, and weather will be fine. And theoretically, you won't be getting the home field like you would be getting at Lambeau Field, obviously. But, Mike, here's the hidden thing about why you just mentioned about the Rams and why they can't be happy on a night game in December at Lambeau Field. Okay, it isn't only that. Guess who's got a bye week before the night game at Lambeau Field?
Oh, uh-oh.
The Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
So the Packers have 14 days completely off their feet, depending on how Matt LaFleur is going to be coaching at that time of year. And a lot of coaches will take the pads off. We'll just have glorified walkthroughs late in the year. And again, I have no idea whatsoever what LaFleur is going to do. But just look at this. They play at the Bears in Week 13 on December 4th. And then they don't play again for 15 days. And that is against the Rams, which could be the game that is going to determine home field in the NFC. I think that's a huge advantage for the Green Bay Packers.
LaFleur was on NFL Network last night also with Rich Eisen, and he said they specifically asked to not have their bye immediately after their trip to London. We've seen that play out.
So many teams are doing that
several
now.
times. Yes. And you know what? That tells me, and who knows when it's going to happen. But number one, it tells me there's going to be more games played across the Atlantic Ocean so that you can't just give every team that played in London or Germany or wherever an automatic bye the following week. It's just not going to work on the schedule. And it tells me they're getting ready for the day that there are teams in London, and I think it's going to be 2. Just like Al Michaels said years ago, if the NFL ever goes back to L.A., it will be with 2 teams, not 1. And he was right. You got 2 NFL stadiums ready in London. I think if they go there with 1, they're going to go there with 2. So when you have teams flying over and back and whatever, that you're just going to have to bake that into your travel demands. You can't just assume, we played in London, we're going to take the next week off. And for the Packers, there was a strategy in play. They get home game, London, home game. And they hold that bye, and it worked out perfectly because they get that bye right before they play the Rams.
Hey, look, there's one other factor with all the people who say, oh, my God, you should take your bye after you come back from London. Arduous trip, everything like that. I'll tell you why you don't take the bye then. In Week 3, the Green Bay Packers play a late window game, certainly going to be a doubleheader game on September 25 in Tampa. So that game starts at 3:25 Green Bay time. Okay. And I did this last night. I factored in, the flight time, everything like that. The Packers will get home to Austin Strobel Airport in Green Bay sometime between about, barring something weird, between about 12 and 12:30 a.m. on Monday. And then obviously they just play the next week. 2 weeks later, they go to London. And I won't bore you with all the time zones and all that stuff. But the Packers should land at Austin Strobel Airport, local time, Central Time, at 11 p.m. So they will get home earlier from a game in London, an 8-hour flight away. They'll get home earlier than they will when they play a game in Tampa Bay. That is one of the reasons why coaches and teams, sports science people, are saying to all of these teams, hey, listen, don't take your bye in week 5 after a game in London. Take it later in the season when your players need it more. And that's exactly what Green Bay did.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.